I'm using K&C brand from Joann's. It's this raffia yarn.
Specs.
It is a weight 4 yarn and it recommends a 5mm hook, but we are going to be using a 7mm hook for a little bit of a bigger stitch pattern. I've linked a few other places you can buy this yarn because unfortunately I think this is discontinued. So to start, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, as you can see, they're very easy to see here. This is the first chain from the hook, that's the second chain from the hook, and in the second chain from the hook, we are going to single crochet 10 times around. Let's just speed this up. Like I said, just single crochet 10 times around. Here we are getting to the end of the row. And what you do at the end of the row is you join to the first stitch with a slip stitch. As you can see, that's the end of row 1. Now we're going to start on row 2, and each row you are not going to turn, we're just working in a flat round. So you start by chaining 1, and what you do is you place 2 single crochets in each stitch around and join to the first one with a slip stitch, and this creates 20 single crochets in this row. As you can see, the end of row 2. Beginning row 3, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to place 2 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 single crochet in the next stitch. You're going to repeat that around and join to the first stitch with a slip stitch. You're going to end this row with 30 single crochet. This increase is really easy. This is just making the bottom of the purse, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's a very standard increase. 2 single crochet in the first stitch, and then each row you increase the number of single crochets next. Here we are coming to the end of row 3. Join to the first single crochet with a slip stitch. It can get a little difficult with raffia yarn. As you can see, I'm struggling. That's why we go for such a bigger hook than what it actually calls for, because it is a little difficult to work with. End that row with chain 1, and this is the end of row 4. Now onto row 4 and 5 actually. You are just going to chain 1 and then place 1 single crochet in each stitch around. This is going to result in 30 single crochets around. We are not doing any increases for row 4 or row 5. Here we are coming to the end of the row. This is the end of row 5, so I skipped the end of row 4 just because both of these are the same. You should end this row with 30 stitches if you're keeping count. And here we are at the end of row 5. The next round is going to be an increase round. To begin row 6, you're going to place 2 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 single crochet in the next 2. Like I said, another increase round. Here you are, this is what it looks like. You're going to place 2 single crochet in the first and then 1 single crochet each in the next 2, and repeat this around the entire row. At the end of this row, you should have 40 single crochets around. Now we're just getting to the end of our row. Here is the last increase pattern. 2 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet each in the next 2. slip stitch to the first single crochet to join, and this row ends with 40 stitches. There you go, that's the end of row 6. And now we're beginning row 7. You're just going to chain 1, 2 single crochet in the first stitch, and 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Same increase that we've been doing, you're just going to repeat that around, 2 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 3. And there we go, the beginning of round 7, 2 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 3. Here we are at the end of the row, 2 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 3. At the end of this row, you should have 50 stitches. Slip stitch to the first to join. There you go, that's the end of row 7. And now for row 8, you add to chain 1, place 2 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 single crochet in the next 4. Repeat this pattern to the end. And here we are on the last bit of row 8, we're just finishing it off. 2 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 4, and slip stitch to the first single crochet to join. And this row should end with 60 stitches. Alright, so now row 9, what you're going to do is begin the row with a chain 1, and you're going to single crochet in the back loop only around. Only 1 single crochet in each stitch. And here's a closer up look. You're single crocheting in the back loop only. So you can see here there's 2 loops. There's one on the front right there, and then the one behind it is a back one. It looks like a little bit of a V. You're going for the back side of the V. Place a single crochet only through the back loop. This is going to start to give our purse some shape to it. It makes sure now we're not working out, but we're working up. And place 1 single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch around. This row, you're going to end with 60 stitches. Same as row 8. Again, just a closer look, where to put it in the back loop only. Again, raffia is a little hard to work with. It might take a little extra arm strength, but trust me, it's worth it. It's a really durable fiber that's so different from yarn. Here we are coming to the end of row 9. Like I said, this one should have 60 stitches in it. You're going to slip stitch to the first stitch to join, just like we have all the other rows. And chain, or actually no, ignore that. So this is what the end of row 9 looks like. This is the final base of the purse, and now we're going to start working on the sides. So you're going to chain 3. And what you're going to do is just double crochet in each stitch around and slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 when you get all the way around to join. This row will also have 60 stitches in it. And every row from now on is going to have 60 stitches in it, so I'm not going to be giving you the count anymore. They're all going to be the same. But like I said, just double crochet all the way around. Here we are to the end, just slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, And now we're going to start working in the lily pattern. So you're going to chain 3, and you're going to skip the next 2 stitches. That's the original stitch that the chain 3 came out of, so that doesn't count. That's the first stitch we're going to skip. That's the second stitch we're going to skip. That stitch is a 3rd stitch, and we're going to work into that stitch. So in that stitch, the 3rd stitch, we're going to do the bud pattern. So what this is, 2nd, 3rd stitch, it is 3 double crochet together. So you yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Ooh, now you have 5 on there, or 4 on there, I'm sorry. Yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 loops left on your hook now. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. Yarn over, pull through 2. You have 4 left on the hook, and so now yarn over and pull through all 4. That's what a double crochet 3 together looks like. Now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to double crochet 3 together again into the same stitch. And that there, the 3 double crochet together, chain 3, 3 double crochet together, is what the bud stitch is. Finishing out this bud stitch on the last pull through. Finishing it off, pull through all 3. And that is what a finished bud stitch looks like. Double crochet 3 together, chain 3, double crochet 3 together, all within the same stitch. And so now what you're going to do is skip 2, 1, 2, and this stitch is the 3rd one that we're going to work in, and you're going to place just a normal double crochet in that stitch. Skip 1, skip 2, double crochet into the 3rd. And this is a pattern that we're going to repeat around. You're going to skip 2, buds in the next stitch, skip 2, double crochet in the next stitch, and repeat this all the way around. So let's do another bud together. Yarn over, insert hook, maybe. There we go. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Oh, I'm going faster than I can speak. I have this all written out in the free pattern on my blog as well, so you can go and access that, so it's written out as well. You can write it out and watch, or if you'd like, you can rewind to the last one that I did that's much slower. That's the end of the bud stitch. Now we're going to skip 2 and double crochet into the 3rd. And like I said, you repeat this all the way around. Skip 2, bud in the next, skip 2, double crochet in the next. And this is what the pattern looks like starting to take shape. If you've made my lily top before, you know exactly what's going on here. It's the same exact pattern. And here I'm just showing you the bud stitch and how it works. I'm not increasing the speed or anything, just so you can see what's going on. It can be a little difficult for some people, so it doesn't hurt to show you. And now that we're starting to work in the body of the purse, this is going to go much faster. It's a very airy pattern, so it really doesn't take that long. This is by far a 2-hour pattern. So now we're getting to the end of the row. We're going to do our last repeat here. You're going to skip 2 and bud in the 3rd. And so now, because we're at the end of the row, we're not going to do another double crochet after that last bud. What we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 that we started with. That counts as our double crochet here. And you have to pull a little tight just because the bud is a little far away, but trust me, it works out. You just don't want a gap there. All right, and this is the end of row 11. It's a little hard to see because the bag is starting to take shape. As you can see, it's coming up the edges. And now we're going to start working on row 12. This is the next row of the lily pattern motif. So you're going to start by chaining 5. And what you're going to do is single crochet in the next chain 3. That's between those bud stitches there. And you're going to chain 2. And you're going to double crochet on top of the next double crochet. Not the bud stitch, but the double crochet in between the 2 bud stitches. And this pattern you're going to repeat to the end. You're going to chain 2. You're going to chain 2. Single crochet in the chain 3 space. Chain 2. Double crochet in the next double crochet. Chain 2 and repeat this all the way around. And so now that we're getting to the end here, we're going to do our last repeat. You're going to chain 2 and double crochet in the top of the double crochet. Maybe. Chain 2, single crochet in the chain 3, and chain 2 one more time. And what we're going to do now to finish the row is you're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the bottom of the chain 5 that we started with, because the chain 5 counts as a double crochet plus chain 2. And there you have it, the end of row 12. Bag is super starting to take shape now. Now for row 13, what you're going to do is chain 5. Zoom in a little bit more to make it easier to see. We're going to chain 5. And what you're going to do is double crochet 3 together in the same stitch that the chain 5 just came from. So yarn, see right there? Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all loops on the hook. So that's a chain 5 and a double crochet 3 together. This is half a bud stitch. And then what you're going to do is double crochet on top of the next single crochet. And then you're going to place a bud stitch on top of the next double crochet. A full bud stitch. So double crochet 3 together, chain 3, double crochet 3 together. And this is the pattern that you're going to repeat around. You are going to double crochet on top of the single crochet and then bud stitch in the next double crochet. Put a double crochet in that single crochet and repeat this around. So now we're getting to the end of our row. we are going to place a bud stitch on top of that double crochet. And so when we get to the end, we're going to just do something a little different because we had that half bud stitch to begin with. The raffia is giving me a bit of trouble here. That's why it's taking so long. See, now we're at the end here. What you're going to do is you're going to place 2 double crochet together in the first stitch where we place the double crochet 3 together. Right in there. This is just a yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. You only have 3 loops on your hook now. You're going to yarn over and pull through all of them. And to finish, you're going to slip stitch into the second chain of the chain 5 that we started with. So now we're on to row 14. You're going to chain 1 and you're going to single crochet in the first chain space there. Then you're going to chain 2, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the next, single crochet in the next chain 3. This is very similar to row 12. You just chain 2, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, and repeat this all the way to the end. See, once we made it to the end here, you're going to chain 2 and you're going to slip stitch to that first single crochet that we made to finish off row 14. And now on to, this is the end of row 14 here. Now we're getting onto row 15. Which is very similar to row 11. You're going to start with a chain 3. Next you're going to place a bud stitch on top of the first double crochet. And you're going to place a double crochet in the next single crochet. And you're going to repeat this around, placing a bud stitch in the next double crochet and a double crochet in the next single crochet. And now we're coming up on the end of row 15. To end this, you're gonna slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 from the beginning of this row. And that's the end of row 15. And now for rows 16 through 19, the next 4 rows, you're going to repeat rows 12 through 14 one more time. You do not complete a second row 15, only rows 12 through 14. And now that we're at the end of row 19, next row is row 20. All you're going to do is begin the row is chain 1 and single crochet in each stitch around, and slip stitch to the first single crochet to join. For this one, each chain 2 space gets 2 single crochets in it, and obviously each double crochet gets a crochet in it, and every single crochet gets a single crochet in it. This should account for 60 stitches all the way around. That's your final count. And now we're at the end of row 20. For rows 21 through 23, the next 3 rows, you're just going to repeat row 20. Just chain 1 at the beginning of the row and place 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and slip stitch to the first single crochet to join. That's the next 3 rows, row 21 to 23. Here we are, we just finished row 23. You now have 4 rows of single crochet. And on to row 24. Here is the last row, and we're going to be doing the crab stitch. This one's a little different. Rather than working from right to left, you're working from left to right. So what you do is you just place your hook through the next stitch to the right, yarn over, see, next stitch to the right, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. It's just the reverse single crochet, working from left to right rather than right to left. You're going to do this in each stitch around and slip stitch to the first stitch and cut off and tie. This row should also have 60 stitches in it. Here we are getting to the end of row 24. I'm just going to show you how I join because sometimes it can get a little difficult. I come from the back side of the piece rather than the front to make this last slip stitch. It just makes it look a little bit more clean because we were working in the opposite direction. And I always chain 2 at the end just to make a solid finish. That way when I cut and pull the knot, it's extra tight, especially with raffia because it can be a little weird. You just want to make sure there's extra strength there. And this is the end of the bucket bag, and next we're going to move on to the straps. So for the body strap, you want to cut 3 pieces of yarn that are 3 arm lengths long. This is the strap that goes through the purse to keep it shut, so you can make this any longer or shorter than you want, but this is generally the size that I used. Just measuring out the second one. And finally the third piece. And so now what you're going to do is fold the 3 pieces in half and tie a knot at the fold, leaving a little extra space for long tassels. And we are going to cut this end, just so that there's 6 tassels rather than the 3. We're gonna poof it out and make it look pretty. And now that you have that all done, all we're gonna do is braid this to the end, 2 strings per section. Just braid to the end and make sure you leave a long tassel, or long tails for the tassel. They should be about the same length as the knot that we tied in the end, but we can always trim them to be the same length as well. And now I'm going to show you how to fold the bag. What you want to do is take the edges and push them in so that they're touching. And fold the outside bits back on itself. Here's just another angle. There you go. And from the top, this is what it should look like. What you're going to do is just put your hook through all 4 folds there. It doesn't necessarily matter where, just in enough where it's not close to the edge, but not so far in that you're close to the middle too, just somewhere in the middle there. You're going to stick your hook through all of them and then just pull the braid through. Don't go all the way, we're going to meet it in half and make sure they're the same length from the front so that we can just tie a little knot in it and keep the bag shut. And complete it on the other side. Try and put your hook through the same spot that you did on the right side. And just pull the strap through. And there you go, that's what it should look like. And I just like to tie a little knot in there to keep everything shut. Don't pull too tight because you don't want it to get stuck. That's what it looks like from the top. And you can see it goes through and everything's shut. So now we're going to work on the shoulder strap. What you want is you want to cut 3 pieces of yarn about 6 arm lengths long, or as long and as short as you'd like to make your strap. 6 arms length gets the purse to hit around mid-thigh, and I'm 5'2". And we're going to finish these straps the same way that we did the body strap. You're going to fold it in half, tie a knot, fold it in half, and at the middle band shown, tie a knot and braid it, leaving long tail for tassels as well. Now here is how you attach each strap, or each side of the strap. I like to go just in the middle of that bend right there. Stick my hook through, pull the strap through, and tie a knot. And I like to leave the tassels out just for some extra flair. If you have other ways that you'd like to attach it, be my guest. Everything is different. You can even place the strap in different parts on the bag. I just like it in the middle so that it is straightforward. You could go one in the front corner and one in the back corner so it's a little skewed to the side. Whatever floats your boat. This is really customizable. Alright, here we are getting to the end of the strap after braiding it, and we're going to attach it the same way we did on the other side. Find the middle fold of your bag, stick your hook through and pull the strap through, and tie a knot, leaving extra tassels on the end. Just make sure you attach it the same way you did the other side, whether you put it in a different place than I did. I'm just trimming my ends of the strap to be the same length, and we're all done here. Flip it over. This is the end of the lily bag. I'm just tucking those ends in a little bit more just to keep them a little more tame, but here it is, all set.